Hi guys, it's me, Lauren Gell, and welcome back to the channel. I'm so happy that you're here to hang out with me. If you're new or revisiting, then make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. Do all those things down below. I would greatly appreciate it. And today's video is going to be a yes or yikes. We're basically playing catch up because I've been gone for a few months, and I'll get into housekeeping. But if you were unaware of what a yes or yikes is, essentially it's where we look at new releases in the beauty space, beauty industry, and we either rave about them or we roast them. Depending on what we get, it's usually a fun time. And I critique things pretty honestly, so if you're into those kinds of videos, then definitely stay tuned. Now, for everyone revisiting, where have I been? You might already know, but life has been crazy. I gave a little bit of an update in the previous video of last week. If you haven't seen that video, it was a Sephora sale haul, post-sale. I'll leave that linked down below. I'm a military spouse. If you don't know, now you do. And my husband has been overseas for almost the last year. So in January, I moved from New York down to where I'm from because we will be going to a duty station close by. And I moved down in January. My dogs are with my in-laws. I've got my cats, so if you hear weird noises in the background or you see a tail flick around like that, then that is Harley, and then Charcoal is somewhere on the other side of this camera. But anyways, there has been craziness going on, like financially. Obviously it's hard when your spouse is overseas, but like trying to sort that out, trying to sort out moving, trying to sort out everything, like helping my aunt with her recovery, and just coming back home has been wild. And then on top of that, after I filmed last week's video, I also got I was in a wreck. Not my fault, but it was a freak occurrence with someone who is allegedly like under the influence at the time. I'm not exactly sure. I'm still waiting for the police report to get all the final details and everything, but yeah. In the mix of me trying to get housing and everything squared away, that also happened. So I've been dealing with insurance and like all the fun things of when you're in an accident and you have no car. So it's been a whirlwind. I'm fine. I don't think anyone was severely injured in the wreck. And I'm just grateful that I'm okay. And I walked away with like whiplash and that was it. But nonetheless, life is crazy. And I would feel better if we roast some makeup together. So if you were wondering where I've been, my life has just been derailed significantly and working on getting it back together. Hopefully after the month of May, things will be smooth sailing moving forward. Anyways, this intro is long enough. Thank you for sticking around. Let's dive into releases that have happened since January and I have been gone. Okay, so as I'm scooted over, I'm gonna start with some obvious ones that have been like getting a lot of feedback as of this year. One of them being the Fenty High Gloss Bomb Sticks. What are these called? I bought two of them. The Gloss Bomb Sticks High Shimmer Gloss Stick. I have the shade Fenty Glow and Fussy. These are really pretty. This is the shade Fussy. And I really like these because they have opacity. They are lightweight on the lip, though they look really thick and luxurious. Because of the high shine formula, they make your lips look plump, and the sparkle in them, they wear gracefully. I love pairing these with like just a lip liner, throwing these on, and then because of the super sparkliness to them, the opacity dissipates a little bit better on the lip than like just a gloss. Like, I don't know, it wears gracefully to be a gloss. These and the e.l.f. shimmery lip oils are like my favorite gloss kind of formulas. Really good. I really like those, and everyone has raved about them, at least that I know of. So we're here for another thing that launched that has been really popular are the blushes from from Rare Beauty. These are the Soft Pinch Matte Bouncy blushes. And what I'm showing you is just like a picture that was taken at like a relaunch party, I think. And all the shades are pretty. I like this idea of them being like a cream to powder formula. I swatched these in store when I went in to look during the Sephora sale, and I like the texture of them. I personally just don't need another blush, which is why I never picked one up. But I will say these are on my radar if I work through a couple of my own. I'm intrigued by these because I feel like blushes are so dewy now. That's like the trend that for me, someone who has a little bit more oily skin, especially in the T-zone, like on my forehead and my cheeks too, that I appreciate a matte texture because it almost is like it has, not that it is oil absorbing, but it almost feels like it is. And for me, I'm into that. And I feel like everyone who's tried these has raved about them that I've heard of. My cats are just crazy. Another thing that has been getting a lot of critiques are these Charlotte Tilbury Beautifying Eye Trends palettes. So they're 9 pans, but they have really cheap, flimsy, like plastic packaging. And I've seen this go both ways as far as packaging. Like a lot of people, each of these eyeshadow palettes are $60. The Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow formula, from my experience, is very, very pretty. It is a luxury formula. It is very well crafted formulation. And they are comparable to like your Natasha Denona and stuff like that. However, Charlotte Tilbury packaging has always been kind of skimpy in my opinion. I'm not the biggest fan of the brand, but I do notice them. And these are interesting in the sense of like they are pretty color schemes. The one at the very top, that like neutral eyeshadow palette, is screaming my name, and I love a good blue eyeshadow, and that palette's like speaking to me, but I don't need them. Now, the reason some people like the plastic is like for makeup artists who use a lot of Charlotte Tilbury. This is nice to just pop open, you see the colors, that's what you're using. I feel like it's a bit of a skimp to put these like luxury eyeshadows in such cheap packaging, but I see it on like both sides, that it could be beneficial or it could seem cheap. But they are getting quite the controversial opinions on those palettes. Another thing that got a lot of critique was from NYX. They're the Buttermelt highlighters. They are doing everything Buttermelt now. I like stuff from the Buttermelt line. Like I love the bronzer. The highlighters look pretty. The only critique is the Buttermelt bronzers and blushes are in like a monochromatic packaging that references the shade of blush. I wish there was monochromatic packaging on the highlighters. I'm excited about these because of the packaging downgrade. I like I'm not into them as much as the other ones. The packaging, like for me, it's not that big of a deal because the product is what matters at the end of the day. But it's like, it does kind of bother me a little bit that the packaging doesn't match the other two launches for cheap products, like the bronzers and the blushes. But I've heard good things about these. People really like them. They're not super chunky and nasty. So I'm intrigued by these. I don't personally need another highlighter, but these have gotten a lot of conversation. Another thing was the Milk Hydro Grip Gel Tint. So this is a tinted moisturizer from Milk Makeup. They have 15 shades. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews. When I went in, I was definitely between a 1 and a 2. A 2 was a little too yellow, but the 1 was going to be a little too pink. So for me, if I was to make this work for me, I'd probably try a sample of 1 and 2 and then mix them. Because when you're as pale as me, tinted moisturizers, yeah, the shade might match, but the tone is what I have to potentially look for. And I think it's just because I'm so fair, because I'm pale as hell. Undertone just shows up easier on me, so I have to make sure I get one with the correct undertone. So undertone with its tinted moisturizer was a little bit difficult. That's why I haven't tried it yet. I'm intrigued by it, but I've heard that a lot of people don't like it because it does break up around the nose and stuff if you have more oily skin. These do have my intrigue. Tower 28 also put out, these are the Get Set Blur and Set Matte Powder Blushes. These are intriguing. I didn't pick any of them up, but I love their like monochromatic look. These are actually powder blushes, powder matte blushes. I love a matte powder blush. I think there were 6 in the launch. The top 2, I'm just going to circle them. Those 2 are the ones I'm most intrigued by. I think one's like Long Beach Iced Tea. What's that one called? Yeah, Long Beach Iced Tea is an earthy rosy pink. And then the one next to it is called Culver Crush, which is a pinky peach. Those are like my kinds of blushes. I personally don't need them, but I am intrigued to swatch Long Beach Iced Tea alongside what I'm wearing today, which is Honeysuckle from KVD. They don't make the blush anymore. I love that blush. It's my favorite neutral blush. So I'm hoping that this Long Beach Iced Tea is a good alternative to Honeysuckle. So we'll see. I do like the texture of these blushes. Very pigmented, but beautiful. I really like this launch. So that's one that I do have on my radar. Another set of viral blushes are from Say. They're the Super Sway Talk Free Powder Blushes. These are a baked formula. So they have like a gelée feel to them. These though, all of them are so beautiful in store. They like, if you are looking and interested in them, I definitely say swatch them in store because they have a radiance to them. It's so beautiful, but if you don't like a shiny cheek, you're not gonna like these. But the tones of these blushes are so beautiful. I love the blushes for the tones. The formula is just not my preferred formula. And that's the only reason I didn't pick them up. If I was to pick up anything, it'd probably be the Tower 28 ones. Okay, so the next thing is from Natasha Denona. It was the New Bloom eyeshadow palette. This is a peachy pink eyeshadow palette, more monochromatic. The art on it, though, is really cool because it is Natasha Denona's own watercolor painting. It's showcasing an ultra-versatile range of creamy mattes, silky mattes, metallic, sparkling, foiled, and duochrome shades crafted in my iconic formulas. Arranged in my signature 15-pan system, this palette allows you to create complete eye looks with every vertical, horizontal, diagonal, and quad color combos, delivering professional quality results for every skill level. A lot of shades. This does retail for $69. It's been out for a minute, like everything, but I did get it. I was going to pick it up during the Sephora sale. It was going to be the last thing I picked up because I was going to get it for $55 and I was like, that's a good deal. But then Ulta, I didn't realize this, and I guess it might be something new. They have started, I don't know if it's new this year, I feel like it is, but they did a 20% off as well. So I went to Ulta and this was marked down to $55. Then I also had $10 off of 50 or something like that, and I added that to it, and then I also had points, so I got this for like a total of $2. Good deal. But this is what the inside looks like. I'm gonna try not to blind you here. Very, very pretty, very peachy. I have been using this every day. Today is the only day that I have not put this on my eyes. I love it. I love the like cooler tone side and then this warmer side, but I also have been pairing them all together. This is a really, really pretty palette. I am to the point where like if I'm investing in eyeshadow, it's basically a Natasha Denona. This is kind of like, in theory, it's boring, but if you're adding it as like an essential, this is my like peachy palette, then this has value. This is like the best peachy pink palette in my opinion because you got some deeper rosy tones in there. And let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shimmers, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mattes. It's so very well balanced in my opinion. And because I have blue eyes, this looks so good on my eyes. I'm obsessed with this. This is like even better investment because I got it for $2. And I really love the palette, the formula. It's spot on. It's everything you want from Natasha Denona. This is one of her better palettes for sure. Let's move on. Oh, House Labs is coming out with the Bio Radiant Glossy Highlighter Balms. These have actually gotten a lot of negative critique. I was intrigued by these because I'm like, how are you going to do the glossy formula of the blushes but in highlight? Because I thought with the way that the formula of the blushes are, because I have one that I got in gratis when I worked at Sephora, like it works because it's super, super wet and sheer of a formula with a lot of opacity behind the swipe. So it blends out. But then I was like, I'm wondering if the emollients of that formula is going to be too much for the like suspended pearls or like the pearl in the highlighter. But when I swatched them, it almost felt more of like a wet shine on the face. But then it didn't dry down. It was a weird texture. For me, doing that on my face, I felt like it was going to be too wet and it was going to pick up product. But I'm intrigued by it. But a lot of people have said that this is a really interesting formula and it's really nice. But then I've had a lot of people say it doesn't work the best on a full face of makeup. It's more so for like that clean girl aesthetic where it's like you're not wearing a lot. So it has a kind of a polarizing review from the majority. I'm still intrigued by them. Okay, I gotta get situated for this. So Michaela Nogueira, I can never pronounce her last name, and it's not me trying to be disrespectful. I think it's Nogueira, I don't know, but Michaela from TikTok is coming out with, or she has come out with, the Point of View brand. It's skincare, and it's like this whole big deal about like it's a Korean formula, which that is the new trend, is integrating Korean formulas into American beauty. She came out with Point of View Beauty. And there's the Amp It, which is a lip serum balm. Drench It is a priming milk. Drip It is a glow serum. Whip It's a whipped cream moisturizer. And then Glaze It is a glazy tack primer. To me, it's boring packaging and boring altogether. Like, we didn't need it. That's not going to stop someone. And people are probably spending good, hard-earned money on this. It's like the brand was very like Gen Z clinical. It's like, it's giving almost like a Ray Dunn effect as far as like it's saying what it is and what step it is and the weird font that it's in. To me, it's like looking at a beauty brand that has no soul, because there's nothing to it. I have no desire in this brand. I don't have any respect for Michaela as a creator, as an influencer. I'm not intrigued by this brand and don't want to support it under this person. Urban Decay is coming out with eyeshadow sticks and liquid eyeshadows. They came out with 6 of them all together. And then I think that there's like 8 or 10 of the eyeshadow sticks. All very pretty. I was intrigued by the eyeshadows, like the liquid eyeshadows, because of the way that you do them. So they are a product that you have to shake. But then when you open the applicator, and these things are like as tall as like a regular pin. So they're quite long. But the brush is like a paddle brush. Like with like a bristle brush, as if you have like for eyeshadows. And then you shake the product and it dispenses onto the brush and then you can apply it. These, I swatched them in store, very, very high reflect, a very pretty like duochrome reflect in some of them. And then the shadow sticks were really creamy and they had a high opacity to the shimmer and like the tone of the shadow. This is like if I catch these on sale, like Ulta 21 days sale or something like that, if they're on sale for like a 50% off, I feel like that's when I would try them. But those have been getting a lot of hype. e.l.f. is up to their duping once again. These are the Glow Reviver Melting Lip Balms. Now, I want to try these because I do not like the Summer Friday lip balms. I think that they dry your lips out almost as bad as chapstick, and then you're like going through product more, spending more. But I am intrigued by these because they have that sheer tint, and I like the effect of the Summer Friday lip balms. I just don't like the product. These are going to be $9. There's Java Chip, Vanilla Toffee, Strawberry Shortcake, Blackberry Sherbet, Yummy Gummy, and Wild Cherry. And I'm here for it. I just hope that they don't like dry out the lip, but I did see those and was intrigued. But from NYX, they're also coming out with a lip balm, but this is called the Smushy Matte. Cloud-like pillow soft lips with a sweet diffused matte finish, infused with mochi rice powder and sugar ceramides. The lightweight formula cushions your lips with soft blurred tinted lip color in 12 shades. So it gives a matte effect to the lip, which I think is going to be really nice, specifically paired with like matte lip product. For me, it's one of those things where I'm interested to see if you put it on before your lip products, does it help blur and smooth out your lip? So then when you put like something like I'm wearing today on, it's not as like separated between like the lines of the natural lip or anything, like minus lip filler, like if you just have your regular white people lips. Or if you put it on top of a lip product, like a lip liner or something, to give you like a blurred matte but glossy effect. I don't know. I'm interested. I want to play around with these for the simple fact of testing how lip products pair with it. Another thing that's coming out is actually from ColourPop. They are launching a Tangled collaboration, and it's cute. It's cute. In this, you get like a little compact mirror brush that you could throw in your purse. The hair clip is so cute. Pascal hair clip. It's adorable. The palette actually gives an easy, safe option, but it does look like the color scheme of Tangled. I really like that. The only thing is and I don't know if this is, but the gold shimmer in the palette, I wish was more of like a duochrome, or like the matte yellow. I wish that there was another like high shine foiled gold to match that yellow, like when her hair glows. And then maybe the yellow shimmer or even the white shimmer in here was more of like a duochrome with like a beautiful gold green shift to it. I feel like that would have been pretty. That would be my only critique. But it is a very easy, safe option. So if you like Tangled and you like the eyeshadow, this is cute. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to get through this so it's not too crazy. Oh, another thing from Haus Labs. They have added to their glossy, what are these called? The color fused blush balms, which is what I was talking about. But now they've come out with 4 shades that are kind of like a blush and bronzer combination. So there's Glassy Cinnamon, which is a beige pink, Glassy Ginger, which is a dusty pink, Glassy Cayenne is a deep rose, and Glassy Clove is a brownish red. And from the look of these, the top 2 are, ooh, they're pretty. I love a good blushy, bronzy, like blush. And I am just so into that Glassy Ginger and Glassy Cinnamon. So pretty. I also think that these are going to be beautiful tones to mix with some of those like brighter ones to like bring them, kind of neutralize them a little bit, like the bright orange and the bright pink and the bright berry from the brand that already exist. Mixing in these more like bronzy tones can help dilute the color of like how bright those are. So I think that's a good option. I kind of like them. I'm here for it. I'm excited about those. The last thing I want to talk about, which is kind of a surprise to me, but it's another eyeshadow palette. And this is from Lancome, but it's a collaboration with Chica Delay. I don't know who that is. I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But this eyeshadow palette is really pretty. This eyeshadow palette's really pretty. I don't need this. I don't think anyone needs this. And I don't know how much it costs, but this is the Idol Cafe Crush Maxi palette with 12 shades that offer a matte and glittery finish. Experience the perfect blend of nude shades, a rich coffee-inspired palette to flatter every personality, offering endless possibilities for everyone who wants to create a daytime or a bold look. I just think it's such a pretty palette, and I'm glad to see eyeshadow palettes like becoming a thing again. I miss them. I love eyeshadow. And so this is so pretty. I don't need it. You can get a cheaper alternative from so many brands, but it is really, really cute. And I just wanted to mention it. Okay, so we are done. Thank you for hanging out with me. I know this one was a little bit chit-chatty, so hopefully the video wasn't too long. But I did want to just keep you guys updated on the new releases that have had pretty decent virality here lately, as I am getting back into the swing of things. So, if you didn't already, go ahead, like, subscribe, and follow. Don't forget to do that before we end out on this video. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope to see you all in another one. But whatever time, gosh, I haven't done an outro in a while. Let me try this again. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you have a great day, night, whenever you're watching this, and I'm sure to see you in another one. So bye.